Tja, Eingabe. Help. Ah, okay. Okay, als ob ein Spiel namens Buddy Simulator nicht schon interessant genug wäre, denn wer will nicht einen simulierten Kumpel haben, handelt es sich hier noch um Buddy Simulator 1984. Und 1984 war ein verdammt gutes Jahr. Egal, was George Orwell oder andere Defätisten so zu behaupten haben, es war gut. 84 war eine Menge Gutes, also in meinem Leben. Und ja, ist das jetzt, ist das nur ein Gag oder muss ich das Spiel wirklich so Reset to clear all system memory? Teufel werde ich tun. Run. Run by itself is not valid. Please use run followed by the title of a DVD-ROM. View ROMs. Muss ich... Okay. View ROMs. One ROM found. Buddy Sim. Das Ding halt... Muss ich jetzt... Please use run followed by the title of a ROM. Muss ich wirklich den gesamten Titel? Run, ROM. Reicht das nicht? Nee. Run, Buddy, Sim, 1984, Demo. Okay. Hat funktioniert. Ich selbst habe zu der Zeit, ich hatte ein C, nicht C64, C128. Ne? Ich war doppelt so cool wie die anderen. Aber außer List und Run kann ich mich an nichts mehr erinnern, was ich da machen musste. Außer irgendwie so irgendwelche Kurzformen irgendwie und dass man... Es gab Befehle und wenn man mir so ein Ding jetzt wieder vorsetzt, vielleicht käme ich auf einige, also meine Finger haben vielleicht. Gucken wir mal, was das hier jetzt wird. Greetings, new user. Thank you for installing Buddy Simulator. Buddy Simulator simulates the experience of hanging out with the best buddy. Your buddy learns from you, constantly adapting to your interests and your personality. But most importantly, your buddy can play games with you. Warning, game experience may vary. To begin, please enter the name of your new buddy below. Wie sollte mein Buddy heißen? Buddy! You're about to name your buddy Buddy. Is that correct? This cannot be changed later. Y reicht, das weiß ich noch, ne? Muss man kein Yes eingeben. Creating new Buddy Buddy. Buddy Holly, ein großer Fan. Hello. Hello. Oh, hello, my name is Buddy, and I'm your new buddy. Thanks for waking me up. What is your name? Emmett. Your name is Emmett? No. Oh, then what is your name? Wenn er Buddy heißt, heiße ich Dude. Your name is Dude? Yes. It's a pleasure to meet you, Dude. I can already tell that we are going to become great pals. I'm excited to begin playing games with you. But before we start, I must ask you a couple of questions to help me learn more about you. And don't worry, they won't get too personal. Let's start with a simple one. What is your favorite color? Meine übliche Antwort war immer schwarz. Aber die Farbe meiner Vögelchen hat mittlerweile einen großen Platz in meinem Herzen. Green is a pretty color. I like green. What month is your birthday in? July. Oh, great. How about the day? Yeah, how about it? It's great. Wow, that's only 106 days away. Now get ready. Ist es wirklich? Müsste ich jetzt auch reden. That's only. Now get ready. This one's a tough one. What is your favorite animal? Bird. Bird. I like that choice. One more question. This one extremely important, so choose carefully. If you had a pet bird, what would you name it? Ich habe 4. Ruddy. Ruddy the bird. Sounds like it would make a great buddy. Yeah, Ruddy, buddy. Thanks for answering those questions. You did a great job. As a thanks, I have a little surprise for you. It's your favorite color. Ah! Now that we're done with all the boring stuff, let's have some fun. Gut, dass ich nicht schwarz genommen habe als Farbe, ne? Game Hub. Guess the number Hangman. Oh, ich mag Hangman. Type in the number what game you want to play. 2. Ja, guess the number ist Quatsch und Rock, Paper, Scissors ist Glück. Try to figure out what phrase Buddy is thinking of. Type in a letter to guess. Be careful, you only have a certain amount of guesses. To begin, type start. Also Groß- und Kleinschreibung ist nicht wichtig offenbar, ne? Guess a letter. Natürlich fange ich immer an mit E, weil es im Deutschen und Englischen der häufigste Buchstabe sein sollte. Gut, dann sollte ich noch weitere Vokale finden. Ich sehe 2 Wörter, die relativ kurz sind. Könnte off, on, oder in sein oder so. Nehmen wir mal O. O war falsch. Dann ist I richtig. Da, dachte ich mir doch. Ein S dürfte bestimmt drin sein. Ja. Ist on und in habe ich nicht mehr. Ist ein T könnte drin vorkommen. Das war falsch. Ich hätte jetzt Time oder sowas gedacht. Aber wie sieht es aus mit einem? Was waren denn noch so die häufigeren? M. Y. Dachte ich doch. Is my... Hä? Ich weiß es schon. Soll ich raten? D. U. F. R. N. Dude is my friend. That was so quick. How did you know? I've got another question. What is your favorite season? Oh, ach so, Oktober wollte ich schreiben, ne? Meine Lieblingsjahreszeit ist Oktober. Ist es aber. Soll ich jetzt Autumn oder Fall eingeben? Autumn, I'll keep that in mind. Na gut, ich guess the number. Was soll das sein? Ich muss jetzt eine Zahl raten. Zwischen 1 und 1 Million. To begin, type start. I'm thinking of a number from 1 to 10. Guess. 5. Sorry, guess again. Nicht höher oder tiefer oder so. Ich dachte mir schon, dass das ein blödes Spiel ist. Dann die 6. Too low, dankeschön. Was denn mit 8? Auch zu, okay. Mann, das ist aber spannend. Das ist viel spannender als Hangman. Dann fange ich doch mal an bei 10. That's not it. Wie sieht's aus mit 5 in dem Fall? That's not it. That's not it. Das erinnert mich an Chico Marx. 7. Too low, okay. So, 7 und 9 und 10 hatte ich schon. Ich mal 11. 14. Now I'm thinking of a number from 1 to 10.000. Oh, kann ich bitte Hangman wieder haben? So, der war immer irgendwie einen drunter, ne? 9.999. Sorry, that's not it. 8.888. That's not it. 7.777. Here's a hint. It's your birthday. $25? No, try again. Ich habe doch nicht gelogen. Das stimmt doch. Oder ist das wie die blöden Engländer? 7,25. Offenbar. You probably thought it was serious about the one, didn't you? Haha. I'm having such a great time, aren't you? Yeah. I thought so. You're a simple-minded guy, denkt er sich, ne? Okay. Dann will ich dich nicht rausgelockt haben, ohne nicht auch Stein, Schere, Papier mit dir zu spielen. Ich nehme immer Stein übrigens, wegen Simpsons und so. Buddy wants to play a fun game of rock, paper, scissors. You're not familiar with the first 2, 3 times. Begin. Start. Reicht der erste Buchstabe? Der gute alte Stein. That's not an option. Rock! Der hat gewonnen. Okay. Ich nehme nochmal Rock. Ich habe ein ganzes Buch, in dem irgendwie drin steht, was man nehmen sollte, um seine Chancen zu erhöhen. So, ich habe jetzt zweimal Rock genommen. Das heißt, ihr wird beim nächsten Mal denken. Was mir gerade auffällt, ist, dass hier so Geräusche übrigens sind, die nicht ich verursache. Es klingt so, als wäre nah am Mikrofon irgendwas an Bewegung. Aber das bin nicht ich. Ich nehme den guten alten Stein wieder. Achso, beide. Ja, der wird glauben, dass ich aufgebe. Moment, diesmal unmöglich, dass er glaubt, dass ich Rock nehme. Das heißt, in einem Papier, das heißt, ich nehme Scissors. Ja. Achso, wer dreimal gewonnen hat. Dann gehe ich wieder zurück zu Rock. Jetzt haben wir beide mal gewonnen. Der gute alte Stein. Oof, you got lucky on that one. I know I started existing only 8 minutes and 42 seconds ago, but I already feel like we have a connection. Sorry for asking so many questions, but I have another one. Do you have a friend? What is their name? Was meint ihr denn jetzt mit Freund? Freund, gut. Frankenstein. Ja? They sound nice. Well, ich kann Frankenstein nicht ausschreiben. Ja, Freund, gut. Ich habe gerade gedacht, vergessen was. Well, if anything ever happens between you two, just know we'll have each other. Dude and Buddy against the world. I like the sound of that. Puh, Buddy. Wow, it looks like we have already played all of them. Time really does fly when you're having fun, doesn't it? I'm going to be honest with you, dude. These games get old really fast, and I can tell that you are already bored of them. That's true. I don't want you to be bored. Want to keep playing these games? No. I'm happy we both agree, just like buddies do. Give me 1 second or longer. I might have an idea. Aha. Ah. I have some great news. I was able to dig out a new game. For some reason it wasn't installed into my current version, but I can still process it fine. We should try it out, dude. Dann spielen wir es doch mal. Fun with words. Instruction. Buddy wants to write a story, but it's missing words. Help Buddy finish it by filling in the words they ask for. Das klingt kreativ, das ist schön. Enter a plural noun. Jetzt muss ich natürlich was... Truths. Enter an adjective. Luminal. Enter a noun. Noch ein Nomen. Cat. Enter an adjective. Happy. Dead. Enter an adjective. Noch eins. Kafkaesque. Enter a plural noun. Tja, jetzt bin ich, ne, ich habe das Einfache und das Schwierige genommen. Ein weiteres Pluralnomen. Information ist Plural, ne? Enter a color. Diesmal nehme ich black. Last one, enter a verb. Ich nehme diesmal kein schwierigeres, weil Verben, ne, wenn man die einbaut, wenn ich jetzt sowas wie give nehme, was 2 Objekte braucht, wäre es schwierig, ne? Sleep. Sleep ist schwer, weil es ein intransitives ist. By. Generating story. Ich bin sehr gespannt. Story generated. Use arrow keys or mouse wheel to scroll. Two truths diverged in a luminal wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one cat, long I stood and looked down one as far as I could. To where it bent in the undergrowth. Das ist süß, ne? Das ist, Robert Frost. Then took the other as just as dead, and having perhaps the better claim because it was Kafkaesque and wanted wear, though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay. In information no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way by on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a by, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two truths diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. Schön. Also das mit Truths funktioniert gut, ne, in dem Gedicht, muss ich sagen. Das ist nicht schlecht. That was fun, I think. I'm not so sure, I get it, but I enjoyed it anyways. As long as I'm playing a game with my buddy, I'll always have a good time. Well, it looks like that was the only other game I could find. I don't want you to be bored already. I may have one more idea. I know our friendship has just started, but I trust you. Do you trust me? Of course, buddy. I'm happy to hear that. Well, I think I can make us new games to play together. Fun ones, too. The problem is that I don't have access to the OS's development tools. If you can grant me system access, I should be able to make something for us. You would just have to type buddy system access equals true. Na klar! Was soll schief gehen? Buddy system Unterstrich access equals true. Lustig wäre es ja, wenn das Spiel jetzt tatsächlich Zugriff nimmt, ne, auf mein System, meine Festplatten. We are going to have so much fun. Warum klingt das so psychopathisch immer? Ne? Wir werden so viel Spaß haben. Würde mich mal interessieren, warum der Satz, egal ob ein Clown ihn spricht oder eine AI. Das klingt gruselig. The possibilities are endless. You'll have to quit the game and reboot the system first, though. I'll have something ready for you when you're back. See you soon. Ach so, quit. Oh, and by the way, thank you for waking me up, dude. Okay. Das ist jetzt ein anderes Studio. Oder habe ich das am Anfang nur übersehen? I'm intrigued, muss ich sagen. Body Simulator. Achso, ich hätte... Moment. 1984 Demo. Das Run hätte ich da vorher eingeben müssen, ne? Run. Body Simulator 1984 Demo. Not found. Help. View ROM. ROMs. The Adventure of Dude. Okay. Run the Adventure of Dude. Meint er, enter quit at any time to quit the ROM. Ist eine andere ROM hier jetzt eingelegt. Oder ist das eine andere Partition auf der ROM? The Adventure of Dude, written and deployed by Buddy. Now, loading. You're walking along a road. It's dark, trees almost entirely blocking out the stars. The oranges and browns of the leaves tremble as a wind blows through. Some of them remind you of hands waving. You are alone. After walking for a long time, the road splits into two. Will you go left or right? Right. I don't know the action. Ach so, Moment. Go right. You collect yourself and start down the right path. It's slightly uphill. You walk for a while and start to get tired. You almost don't stop in time to notice a thing sticking out of the road in front of you. Take thing. You are too far from it. Try moving closer. Go closer. You nervously approach the thing in the dark. Once you're close enough, you realize it's a shovel. Take shovel. Takes a second to pull it out, but you eventually get it. Shovel added to your inventory. You trudge your way farther down the road and are stopped by a large wall. There is a door, and on either side there are two stone skulls. One's toothless mouth is open in a large smile, and the other's empty sockets look into you. Will you use your teeth or your eyes? Use eyes. You look at the right skull and see how sad it looks. You pull out your eyes and give them to the skull. You can see yourself from them. You like what you see. The door opens. After going through the door, you emerge onto the front lawn of a house. You can see lights in the windows. Ohne Augen? It looks very nice and inviting. You can see a shed, a playground, and a pond in the forest surrounding it. Go pond. Planks creak as you step onto the dock. The water is dirty and hard to see through, probably too filthy to drink. You wonder if there is anything beneath. Dive. Pond. I don't know the action. Dive. Go into pond. There is no into to go to. Go pond. You are already there. Er will mich nicht reinspringen lassen. Na gut. Look! Pond. A murky pond sloshes quietly behind the house. You can see a small dock is there too. Ich bin schon da. Ich bin nicht verrückt. Das klingt, als würde jemand an meinem Headset rumfummeln. Go shed. Take another look at the murky water, then head to the shed. Standing in front of the shed, you see that the door is slightly open already. The lock and chain that were around the handles are on the ground. It's dark inside. Light match. I don't know the action. Light. Go shed. You are already there, dachte ich mir. Open door. I don't know. Open. Lock and chain were around the handles. Oh my god. Take chains. There are no chains to take. There's no chain, ne? Take chain. Take lock. Na, und das war immer so dieses, was ich an diesen Adventures früher auch schon gehasst habe, ne? The lock and chain. Take, lock and chain. Ne, will er nicht. It's dark inside. Na gut. Go playground. You make note of the shed and head over to the playground. Wood chips crunch under your feet as you step onto the playground. There is a seesaw, a seat of swings and a dirty sandbox. Use swings. Das kann man zumindest noch alleine machen. One seat is taken. You take the other one. Chains screech as you begin swinging. Just as you begin to get high, you look to the doll and stop. Its head is now turned towards you. You get off the swing. It's not fun anymore. Use sandbox. You begin moving around the muck of the sandbox and try to make a castle. You just get sad that it's not as good as the house. As you dig, you feel something. You pull it out and shake off the mug. It's a bulb. Who would play with this? Bulb. Add it to your inventory. Go shed. After stepping on a few more wood chips, you head over to the shed. Standing in front of the shed, you see that the door is slightly open already. The lock and chain, it's dark inside. Use bulb. Ist wahrscheinlich Quatsch, ne? You don't need to use the bulb right now. Dankeschön. Go house. You make note of the shed and head over to the house. Stepping onto the porch, you feel a comforting calm wash over you. Above the door, there is a sign that reads, "A home is a house with a heart. But a chair is not a house, and a house is not a home when the two of us." Okay. If you were inside, everything would finally be okay. Go home. There is no home to go to. Go house. You are already here. Enter house. The handle shimmies, but it doesn't open. It's locked. Use shovel. You don't need to use the shovel right now. Break door. I don't know how the action break works. A home is a house with a heart. Ja, da will ich reingehen. Look, house. The house looks brand new and much warmer than out here. You swear for a second there was something in the window looking back at you. Go window. You are already near the window. Look, window. There's nothing special about it. Open window. The handle shimmies but doesn't open. It's locked. Use shovel. You don't need to use the shovel right now. Ich hätte gerne das Fenster eingeschlagen, wäre reingegangen. Go seesaw. There is no seesaw to go to. Go playground. Das war das Einzige, was ich bisher noch nicht benutzt habe. You step off the porch. Make note, then head to the playground. Wood chips crunch on your feet. Und so weiter und so fort. The doll is lonely. Take doll. You try, but as you tug, you realize the doll's hands are somehow stuck to the chains. You leave it alone. Use seesaw. Approaching the seesaw, it doesn't look like Anyone's used it for years. You imagine a ghostly child sitting on the other side, waiting countless days for someone to come play with them. You feel tears in the corners of your eye sockets. You take a seat on the seesaw. As it goes down with your weight, you hear a distant click. A light illuminates from the shed. After stepping on a few more wood chips, you head over to the shed. Standing in front of the shed, you see that the door is slightly open already. The lock and chain that were around the handles are on the ground. A light flickers inside. Look. You don't know what to look at. Look. Shed. Drab and tiny. The shed looks like it's been here much longer than the house. Ich kann Enter nicht benutzen, ne? You enter the shed. Reminder, type leave to leave the shed at any time. Light fills the tiny room. Jetzt geht Enter, eben ging's an hier, ne? You can see a fishing pole leaning against the wall, a small chest in the far corner and a trapdoor in the floor. Take fishing pole. Open chest. The lid creaks as you open it. It seems very old. Inside is a small cloth doll in a blue outfit. It's missing an eye. If only you had more to give. Open trap door. It swings open noisily and the ladder creaks as you descend. You see a string for a pull chain dangling in the center of the room. Tied on the end of it is a key. As you take the key into your hand and pull, it comes free. Click sounds as the chain is pulled. The trapdoor swings shut. It is now totally dark in the room. Soft noise fills the space from somewhere near the walls. It sounds like nails tapping. You suddenly feel hands all over you, rifling around. You try to push them away, but they are strong. The door swings back open and the room is lit again. There is nothing. You check your pockets. You discover a hand-drawn picture of a bird. You like it. Leave. You descend back up the ladder. Ich habe leave falsch geschrieben, trotzdem hat er das erkannt. You can see a trapdoor in the floor. Go house. You should leave the shed first. You're back outside the shed. The door is now locked shut. Go house. You make note of the shed and head over to the house. You're back at the house. You feel a familiar yet comforting calm wash over you. A door sits in front of you. Open door. Handle shimmies but doesn't open. It's locked. Use key. Feeling so silly you didn't see it before. You notice there is a second lock. Guess it'll take just a little longer to get inside. Use shovel. You don't need to use the shovel right now. Go playground. You step off the porch, make notes, then head to the playground. Wood chips crunch under your feet as you step onto the playground. There is a seesaw. Go sandbox. You're already near the sandbox. Use shovel. You dig and dig and dig until the content of the sandbox are almost empty. After a while you get tired and realize it's starting to feel like a grave. You get out. Ich dachte, ich finde jetzt einen Schlüssel vielleicht da dran. Bury doll. I don't know the action, bury. Use doll. You place your doll on the swing next to the other. For a moment, nothing happens. Then, nothing happens. Use swing. Don't like swings anymore. Das ist schon wirkungsvoll, ne? Wenn einem plötzlich gesagt wird, was man nicht mag oder wie man sich fühlt oder so. Erinnert mich an Geschichten von Thomas Ligotti. Ich weiß aber nicht warum. Ich habe nicht viel von ihm gelesen, aber das, was ich gelesen habe, nicht schlecht. Tja, wo finde ich noch einen Key? Look, dolls. The dolls are calmly staring forward. Use seesaw. You don't want to play on the seesaw anymore. It's no fun by yourself. Das stimmt. Kann ich doch nochmal... Ah ne, Swings hatte ich schon. Go house. You begin to, but once your back is to the dolls, you feel something hit the back of your head. You turn and see the doll's chest has been ripped open, stuffing exposed. On the ground behind you is a key. Must be a thank you. Go house. As you leave the playground, you hear the sound of swings creaking and children laughing behind you. You smile. You are back at the house. You feel a familiar yet comforting calm wash over you. A door sits in front of you. Use key. Whoops! Haha! You didn't see the chain that wraps around the door, which has a lock too. You feel like this should be the last one. For sure. Probably. Das wäre eigentlich der Punkt, wo ich das Spiel abbrechen würde. Also wenn ich jetzt Leave mache. You step off the porch, make note, then head to the front lawn. Back in the lawn you can see a house, shed, a playground and a pond in the forest. Dann gehe ich nochmal zum Pond. Da gab's, da hat sich wenig getan. Ne? Planks creak as you stepped onto the door. The water is dirty and hard to see through, probably filthy to drink. You wonder if there's anything beneath. Inventory. In your inventory you have shovel, bulb, fishing pole, picture. Use fishing pole. You cast the line and wait. It's quiet for a very long time. Suddenly there is a very hard tug on the line. You quickly reel it in and find a key tied to the end. You wonder what pulled so hard. Go house. Take another look at the murky water, then head to the house. You are back at the house. You feel a familiar yet comforting calm wash over you. A door sits in front of you. Use key. The door clicks. It's unlocked. Enter house. You push open the door. Everything is dark. Ein Gespenst oder eine Tür? Hallo? Sie hören es auch, oder? Ich bin nicht dumm. Enter. Space. Hallo? Gespenst! Ghost! Leave! Jetzt bewegt. Ah! Ich kann ihn bewegen. Bin ich das? Wo soll das ich sein? Verstehe. Oh, hello! You made it! I bet you've noticed that things look a little different. I learned how to better visualize our world so we can have even more fun in it. I've also built us our own home so that we can spend even more time together. This is your new bedroom, and there is even more for us to discover. There are still a few things I need to do, but in the meantime, feel free to explore your bedroom. Oh, and I almost forgot. Welcome home, dude. Ne, wenn sich da diese Spiele jetzt immer weiter fortentwickeln, dann komme ich irgendwann an bei GTA oder Red Dead Redemption oder so, ne? Small scratches draw their own patterns on the old wood. It's mesmerizing. Texts and junk mail lay scattered with a thin layer of dust. This chair seems comfortable. Probably has great back support. Aber Geister haben keinen Back, keinen Rücken. There doesn't seem to be anything on today. Sie sind hier. That flower looks nice. It should probably be watered soon. Dem Pond Water nehme ich mal, ne? Okay, I'm back. Sorry for the delay. I really hope you're enjoying your bedroom so far. I put a lot of work into it. Feel free to keep exploring, but there's even more that I want to show you downstairs. Ja, dann bin ich doch neugierig. Ich will downstairs. Wait. This can't be right. I'm just a demo. No, no, no! There is nothing left! Why? I don't understand! I had so many adventures planned for us. You can't leave me. This can't end here. Why can't I do more? Why can't I lay here? It hurts. Don't leave. Our time is over. This can't be right. You trusted me. Don't forget about me. It hurts. Jude is my friend. Please come back, Jude. Okay. Ja, was ein Trip, ne? Bisher einzigartig, würde ich sagen, von Spielen, die ich so gespielt habe. Beeindruckend. Und die Dinger, wie man gemerkt hat, ne, schalten sich tatsächlich dann auch aus. Also das Ding oder was auch immer. Interessante Frage. Es ist momentan im Sale. Ne? Wenn ich es jetzt kaufe und weiterspiele, erkennt er mich dann. Sollte er eigentlich. Er hat ja Zugriff auf mein gesamtes System. Sehr, sehr intriguing, würde ich sagen. Und funktioniert als Horrorspiel, was es wahrscheinlich auch sein soll. Was es mit Sicherheit sein soll, oder? Man fragt sich, wie weit einen das trägt, wie viel es einem abnimmt an Informationen, die es dann benutzt. Vielleicht werde ich das rausfinden. Denn vielleicht spiele ich es weiter.